Alrighty, we're going to start in tabletop today. So come onto your hands and knees. Hands pretty much under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And from here, drop your stomach down towards the floor. Lift through your tailbone. Maybe lift your chin, maybe look up, and come into cow pose. Then arch through your back, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, come into cat. Drop your stomach again, come back into cow. And then shift back into cat. Take the next few moments to just shift between cat and cow at your own pace. So maybe you move pretty slowly here. Just starting to notice what you're feeling in your back, in your spine. As you're ready, come back into a neutral position, and I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing here, but you can stay where you are. Extend your left leg out to the side, place that foot on the ground, and walk your hands back. Come into a tall kneeling position from here. So your leg is out, your foot is probably kind of in line with your knee. Lift up tall, and notice, do you need to place some padding under your knee here? That's totally fine if you do. Just take a moment to find something like a folded blanket, or you can double your mat up. When you're ready, stretch your right arm up, lift up long through those fingertips. You can rest your opposite hand on that extended leg. And then maybe keeping your chest open to the front, start leaning over towards that extended leg. So you may feel a stretch through the side of your body here. When you're ready, come back up. And then drop your right fingertips down onto the ground. Again, keeping your body open to the side. Maybe stretch your left arm, because you probably only have one, up towards the ceiling. Or sweep it up alongside your ear. Notice what you're feeling here. Maybe you feel a stretch through your side body if you're sweeping your arm up. As you're ready, lift yourself back up and come back into that first position, stretching up through your right fingertips, maybe leaning over towards the left. So in this posture, gate pose or parigasana, you might take a peek up towards the ceiling. You might look down towards the floor. Maybe try moving your head a few times, just noticing what feels right to your neck today. And then when you're ready, lift back up to center and tip yourself back over. Maybe stretching your left arm up, maybe stretching it up alongside your ear. And you might try the same thing with your head here. Maybe you turn and look up towards the ceiling, or maybe you turn and look down towards the floor. You could try that a couple of times. And when you're ready, transition back up and over. Come back to center. Bring your hands back down to the floor. Draw your left leg in and stretch your right leg out this time. Walk your hands back, come up into that tall kneeling position, and we'll try this on the opposite side. So stretch your left fingertips up. You might rest your right hand on your extended leg, stretch up long through your side, maybe lean towards that extended leg, keeping your chest open to the front. Make sure you're breathing here, so not holding your breath. Looking for some ease here, even as you're working. And as you're ready, bring your left hand down. Maybe place your fingertips or your palm down on the mat, whatever feels right to you. Extend your right arm up, either towards the ceiling or stretch it alongside your ear. Notice whatever it is you're feeling here. And lift yourself back up to center. Stretch your left arm up, maybe lean towards your extended leg. You might try turning your head to look up at the ceiling, maybe turning it down to look at the floor, moving it around a little bit here. Come back to center and tip yourself back over. Your choice of arm positions. Maybe turning your head a few times. As you're ready, bring yourself back up. Stretch your left arm up. Stretch up, maybe lean towards the right. As you're ready, come back to center. Bring your fingertips down to the ground. Pull your knee back in. And as you're here in tabletop, you might consider stretching your hips back, maybe leaning them over to the left. So you're kind of stretching back at a diagonal. And then coming forward again, stretching back and leaning over to the right through your right hip. You can try that again a couple of times on each side. And as you're stretching back through your left hip, you might bend a little through your elbows, maybe bringing your right elbow to the ground. And the same on the opposite side. So as you're leaning through your right hip, maybe your left elbow comes down to the ground. Even yourself out and then come back into tabletop. Once you're in tabletop, extend your left leg back, keeping your toes on the ground. So straighten through that leg, engage through your core and press through your shoulders and through your hands. So you have pretty much a straight line from your hips forward through your head. And as you're ready, see if it's possible to float that left leg up without hiking your hips. So you're keeping your hips level. And try not to drop your stomach towards the floor or around through your back. As you're ready, drop those toes down, bring that knee down and try it on the other side. So your right leg will stretch back. Those toes will be on the floor. Stabilize through your core. Maybe lift that leg up. When you're ready, you can bring that leg down, bring your knee down, and come back to the first side. So left leg comes back, stabilize, lift that leg up, flex that foot and really press back through your left heel. And then you might try lifting and lowering that leg a few times, slowly and with control. When you're ready, you can bring that leg down, drop your knee, and try it on the right side. So left knee is down, right leg is back. Stabilize, float that leg up, and then lift and lower a couple of times on that side too. Make sure you're not holding your breath here. So moving with control and also breathing as freely as you can. When you're ready, you can bring that knee back down. Maybe try leaning back through your hips, stretching from side to side again a few times. And as you're ready, you can walk your hands back, drop your hips down, come into a seated position, and bring your legs out in front of you. And if this is uncomfortable, sitting here with this kind of L shape, you might lift your hips up on a cushion or two, a couple of cushions. That can make it more comfortable. Sometimes you might also scooch yourself back so your back can rest against a wall. But from here, see if it's possible to find some lift through your body. So you're sending your legs towards straight, but they can be soft. Your knees can be soft. Flex through your feet. Maybe bring your fingertips to the ground and see if you can sit up tall. So you're here in Dandasana. Take a few long, slow breaths here in Dandasana. And then decide if you'd like to try folding forward to any degree. You can stay here, focusing on lifting up tall, grounding down to your sit bones, or if it feels comfortable in your body, to start folding forward without forcing anything, without rounding too much in your upper back, you could try that. And you might fold forward a lot, or you might fold forward just a little. Today, my body doesn't feel like going too far forward, so I'm not going to force anything because there's no point in that. And if it feels okay to you, you might try noticing your breath, maybe taking long, slow breaths through your nose, and if possible, extending your exhales out a little longer than your inhales. If you're folded forward in Paschimottanasana, come back up. from here, I'll turn so you can see what I'm doing. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to come out to the side. And if your legs are way up here, that's totally fine. But if it's uncomfortable, you might place a few cushions under your knees or some yoga blocks if you have yoga blocks. Your hands can be wherever is comfortable. And decide how far out or in you want to bring your feet. So whatever feels right to you. Actively press your feet together with a little bit of gentle engagement here. See if you can sit up tall here. Same thing, you might boost your hips up, you might scooch up against a wall. And if it feels okay to you and you're not forcing anything too much, you might consider folding forward to any degree. This is bound angle or Baddha Konasana. Notice whatever you're feeling, wherever you're feeling it. So gently pressing your feet together. Notice if you feel any kind of stretch. You feel your body working anywhere. If you're folded forward, lift yourself back up and then stretch your legs out into what for you feels like a comfortable wide-legged position. And again, your knees don't have to be perfectly straight. They can be bent to whatever degree. Flex through your feet and bring your fingertips to the floor. See about finding some length here through your spine. Again, maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to fold forward. Your choice. And as you're here in Upavishta Konasana, see if you can breathe slowly and deeply. If you're folded forward, bring yourself back up and then find a comfortable place to rest for just a moment. So you might lie down, you might stay seated, but just take a couple of minutes to rest before heading back into your day. Thanks for joining me.